guys, Matt here at Rec Brewery. I'm going to go ahead and do another review. Got the lawn chairs in the garage today because we had some pretty severe weather earlier. We had tornadoes through the area. I don't think they came through the neighborhood, but they were very, very close. Severe thunderstorms, the whole 9 yards, heavy winds, all that. So I brought everything inside and I didn't want to have any problems. I'm going to go ahead and do a review here. This was sent to me by Reschan. He sent this to me. He sent 2 beers to me actually when I was the hub coordinator for round 2. And the 2 beers he sent me was was a sour cherry ale, and this one, the sour cherry ale was really, really good. I didn't video that, I don't believe. This one is called the BA Blend, and I wasn't quite sure what that was. So I had him send me some notes, and we'll get into that in a second, because I just wanted to understand what this was before I dug into it. But this thing is filled all the way to the top of this, so hopefully it's not overly carbonated. A little bit of a hiss on it. It's probably a good thing that it didn't come climbing out of climbing out of the bottle. So I'm not too familiar with this style of beer, or maybe this was he says blend here, so we'll see in a second, but I believe it was a blend of beers is what this is. So, yeah, this is a very dark beer. In fact, let me turn on that light. I keep forgetting to turn that thing on. There's a look at it there. Looks pretty well carbonated, some nice tiny bubbles in there. And yeah, it's very, very dark, kind of like a stout. So let's see here, what did he say this was? So he says it's a blend of mostly a wee heavy, so that's a Scottish ale, strong as well, English barley wine, another strong beer, from an 8-gallon bourbon barrel. He says this was my 3rd and final use of the barrel. After putting both of the beers into a barrel, I still had some headspace, so I went ahead and mixed in a Belgian quad. So this is all kinds of stuff going on here, huh? He said, well, the keg blew and I was still not there, so it went into a stout. Okay, so he was saying here that he finally decided to top it off after finding some more. There was even some more space there, and let's see here, topped it off with a blonde ale with coffee. So he thinks this is similar to like a Firestone Walker anniversary type of a beer. I've never had that one, so I'm not going to be able to compare. He said it was aged in the barrel for 14 to 16 months. So quite a long time. So it's a little over a year. And it should have some big barrel type character. He says he's going to guess it somewhere between the 9 to 10 ABV mark. Let's see here. So he did say that he bottled some other BA blends that was blended further, and not barrel aged barley wine was put in there. So he's not 100% sure which version this is, but quite a descriptor. So let's see what I get out of this. I mean, I'm not too familiar with some of these titles in here, but we'll see. I do like myself a nice bourbon aged or bourbon barrel aged beer. So I mean, it definitely looks the part there. It's a very nice dark beer. It's got, like I said, it's got some pretty good legs on that. It's got a lot of little bubbles rising up through there. You can see it. It's pretty clear actually. At least it's as clear as you're going to get for being as dark as this is. You're not going to see through it, but you can definitely tell that it is clear. Oh yeah, very, very strong in the alcohol smell for sure. I get really, really strong like raisin character out of that. That's quite interesting. Maybe some like prunes, some really dark fruits. It's really, really strong in that area. That's quite cool. It's neat how it's got that character to it. You can definitely smell the. I could definitely tell that this was aged in a bourbon barrel, but you can get some of that bourbon character out of that, and you get a lot of that sort of woodsy character that came out of it as well. I'm assuming it was an oak barrel. That's what I think a lot of them are. That's really cool. A lot of neat things going on there in the aroma. I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Cheers. Ooh, buddy, that is delicious. Very, very nice. Um, a lot of the same tastes come through in the, or follow the aroma with this. So I'm definitely getting a lot of the taste with the dark fruits. I'm definitely getting a lot of the taste with the sort of the raisin, the sort of the maybe a little bit of the prune kind of taste as well. Oh, what dog's barking at out there? Maybe the fact that I'm in here. um, Man, that's delicious. I could definitely get a lot of that. Some of that bourbon character in there as well. Some of that wood aged character that you get from those type of beers as well. It's very smooth. I'm now getting a little bit of the alcohol heat. It's nice and warming up the innards there. It's quite nice. Definitely a sipper. Definitely something I'm going to enjoy for the rest of tonight, I think. Really well done job on this thing, man. I mean, I don't think I would have been able to do it because not only how complex this thing was and how much you've kind of sort of Frankenstein this beer, but just waiting for it, man. I don't think I could have waited 14, 16 months for a beer. Not to mention on top of that to have to make the beer. So you're probably looking at a good year and a half on this thing. But hey, it was well worth the wait. So thank you for sharing, Ryan. I really appreciate this one. I'm going to enjoy this for the rest of the night here as I wind down. And we'll see you guys in the next review. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Man, yeah, that's delicious.